This is gonna be an interesting one, isn't it? Oh, that's weird. I didn't even know those did that. I'm taking it too far. Always. I don't have my makeup on yet, which means obviously we're doing something different. Welcome to the So Show, before it becomes the So Show. So today, I am not ready to film yet, as you can see, and we're gonna do that first, and then we're gonna sew in the show. But first, let's see. Never done one of these before. I mean, not my makeup. This video, this getting ready video. So I'm gonna start with my foundation, and maybe you can tell, maybe you can't. I do have kind of mild rosacea. So I wear redness specific foundation. I'm just gonna do like half of my face. I thought this would be fun because I watch these videos myself. I like to know how people, do their makeup and hair and crap before they film. And when I started filming videos, I watched a ton of them because I wanted to know. And so I'm gonna do one because I've always wanted to do one. Okay, sorry, back to the important things. IT Cosmetics is one of my favorite. IT Cosmetics does a bunch of redness specific stuff, and they're really good and I really like them. I'm switching to a smaller brush right now because I want to get this under my eyes and into my nose, because that's what's going to get really red. Rosacea usually comes like this in sort of a mask pattern across your face, and it just gets worse throughout the day. And so I'm kind of like prepping for that to come on in a literal flash. Okay, good. That's getting better. So maybe you can kind of see. Not bad. All right, other side. Okay, so why are we changing the name? This is a fun one. I've been thinking about this one recently a lot because when I started the channel, it was because I wanted to promote our local tailor shop here. And it did that. It was great. It is great. It's just that the channel has really evolved into something that's kind of its own little monster. Great little monster. So I think that I want it to be able to grow in lots of directions, doing lots of things that are not just totally just a shop or just focused locally, because so many people that spend this time with me watching these videos are not here in Oklahoma, which is great. We're glad to have you. And so I wanted to make it a lot more inclusive in that way and get outside of the box, get outside of our own box by changing it to an all-encompassing sew show, where we sew and we show and we do all the things. Sew and tell, sew and I don't know what else. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of catchy stuff I could, But again, my makeup isn't on yet, so I'm not as clever as I usually am. The clever comes on the more mascara. It's kind of like, you ever hear people say, bigger the hair, closer to God? It's kind of like that. More makeup, funnier you get. Not at all as witty. You see what I'm talking about? It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better, but it's not there yet. Don't forget to blend. Do not forget to blend. Oh, sounds like there's a party next door. Okay. Let it go. Let it go with the foundation. Not like I won't reapply that later. Boop. Okay, what's next? Anastasia. Anastasia, not just one of my many extremely talented tailors, seamstress, Anastasia, love you. But also, very talented makeup artist, I think. I think this is makeup artist. This is a little contour palette that I've been using for a long time that's mainly matte. And I like this because other people said that they used it when they filmed things, and I just took their word for it. I do subscribe to kind of blind acceptance of things that other people say are good in areas that I am not talented or knowledgeable about. I will admit that. And I'm just kind of throwing that into my hard line there to make my somewhat hard face even harder. Why do I put it down here? I don't know. Again, somebody told me to do that, so I just do it. So if you have input on whether or not I should be doing it this way, please tell me, because dear Lord, I could use it. I really could use a little help. Okay, but that's not bad. And besides, I'll tell you what, one secret that you've obviously already deduced is that my guy who's filming this right now, he's gonna fix it. So even if I do a bad job, he'll just make it better. Which is a lot of work, he says. I hear coloring, whatever. It's fine, he'll just fix it. And he does, and he never complains, but I'll tell you what, I bet it ain't easy. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. You know, I keep my makeup permanently in this travel container because I so rarely put it on at home. That's not even worth having one of those beautiful, Instagrammable, cute little containers where, oh, this is where I put my brushes. No. If you're a barbarian and just maybe ride your bike to work half of the week anyway and don't have time for anything that has an actual place on a counter or anything like that, maybe you just do this like me and use the same plastic travel case that every middle schooler in America uses and also bought at Target. I don't know if I'm doing this in the right order, but I'm gonna powder again already. I am very oily, and so I really cake it on because by the time we actually start filming, this matteness will have totally dulled and gotten a nice little first level sheen on it already. What else do I have in here? I don't even remember. I keep a drawer of like lost toys, i.e. lost makeup at home, where if I use it once and I'm like, that didn't work at all, I don't really have it in me always to throw it away. I just keep it in this abandoned drawer in case I remember it and want to get it back out. Okay, what are we using now? MAC. This is a full matte palette of shadows. This one I really like because since I'm already oily, I do try to not use any kind of illuminators when we're filming. And I'm gonna lean, I don't know, maybe a little orangey because I'm wearing this sweatshirt, but I'm probably not even gonna keep this on, so probably shouldn't take cues from the thing I'm not gonna wear, but neither here nor there. Okay, I think that's all we're gonna do with that. I really don't do a ton of makeup, and I don't mix it up very often either because my skin doesn't really care for that. I do not have universally great skin, and it rebels often and ferociously. Oh, this bad boy I have been using for a hot minute. Stila? I've heard people say Stila, but that doesn't roll off the tongue. It doesn't matter. Smudge stick, and you know, I heard that the Kardashians wear it, so I thought, surely if the Kardashians could wear it. So I've been using Damsel, that's the color, for an actual eternity. Let's see, I should probably get closer on this one. Let's really lean into this. And you'll notice I'm pulling my eyelid, which you're not supposed to do, but don't we all do it? I know, I get it, but we all do it. So I very gently pull it. And then I'm just trying to get it just in there. Okay, and that's not enough because we're filming, I forgot. That's like an everyday level right there, see? Perfect, okay. Now, we're gonna bump it up because it's game time. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking while I do this. Which is hard for me to do. Because I'll be honest, I actually do talk this much in real life. So if it seems like in the videos, that is real. There is a lot of actual real shea in the videos. Okay, now I'm gonna smudge it with this little smudgy. Oh, all of my brushes are Real Techniques because they are the ultimate. I love them. I've been using them forever. They clean well, the bristles don't fall out. I mean, what more could you ask? Okay, a little bit of smudgy. This one's a little smudgier than this one, so let's smudge it a little bit more. Good enough. Which is a tenet that applies to basically everything that isn't sewing. Good enough. Ooh, I'm not gonna put this on right now, but thank you, Rihanna, for this little gift, which is Megawatt. Love that. I love that because I have to put so much powder on because I'm so oily that having that little cream highlighter instead that will actually stay put even though I'm repowdering throughout the day. Ideal scenario. Back to it again. This is my brow situation. So I do like my brows. I don't do anything with them. This is what they look like in real life. And so I love the brow trends because I feel like I'm like already there. But when I want to bump it up and give it a little more definition, this universal taupe is the color. That's the other thing I like about It Cosmetics is that she doesn't give you very many color options. She like chooses 2 or 3 and she's like, this is it. This is what you get. Ooh, whoopsies. This is what you get. And the universal taupe, I'm just gonna slide that back in there, no big deal, is I think the only brow color. And I love it. That's why it's called universal. So I'm gonna like pretend I'm drawing in little deep, 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 deep. And then I'm gonna brush it out like that. And that just makes them kind of like, you know, big boss style. Makes me feel like I'm taller than I am, you know. I would say I'm kidding, but I'm kind of not. Ooh, okay, this is gonna be a fun one. This is actually Mary Kay, because sweet, dear Marcia next door that I love gives me Mary Kay stuff all the time because she's a Mary Kay lady. This one, she was like, oh, you're gonna love this. And I'm like, I would never wear lip liner. I put this one on, I immediately wear it. Forever now. I think I didn't really know what the point was because I don't wear lip color. Oh, it is going to be a party next door. That might be an issue for our filming later. This is one of the other things that I do. This is something that I do specifically only when we're filming really, is I'm trying to take features of my face and frame them more than I would on a normal day. So the brow powder or the brow stick, more eyeliner, lip liner, literally things that are outlining the features of my face. Those are the kinds of things that I'm gonna do on a day that we're filming. And it's not really even very that obvious, I think, but it is more than I normally do in a day. Especially this one, what's that called? Cupid's bow? I don't know. But I like that. I think that's fun. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna really class it up and throw some chapstick on top. Because like I said, talk a lot. And honestly, like, the lip stuffs don't stay. Suggestions, I'm open to them. I've tried basically every matte lip color on the planet. Also, tell me you don't use this. Seriously, anyone. Tell me you don't still use Maybelline mascara. All this stuff, all these fancy things. Tell me you don't still use Maybelline mascara. I know everybody's always worried about like the spider situation. What do they call it? Like spider lash down there. I just go ahead and do it. I do. I don't know if people like it or if they don't like it, and I'm just like, rubbing it on there like that. I'll probably peel it off throughout the course of the day. But for right now, let's pretend that I keep everything pristine and put forever. Okay, that's great. That's great. You know what? I really do want a little more color on my lids though. Let's do that. Okay, so what's next? What's next is we're gonna do some more. I've been thinking a lot about the filming and what I want to include in. I love the technical videos. That was why I started this, to teach people to sew, to train my own staff, to honestly just like encapsulate these things that I love. I wasn't even actually sure if anybody would watch them. I initially put them out there so that when people applied for the job, I could be like, hey, go watch these, make sure you can do this stuff, and then we'll do the thing. And that worked really great. And then it turned out that people started watching them. You guys started watching them actually because you wanted to, which was cool and surprising. And now I feel like there's a lot to do. That's not very eloquent. Like I said, makeup and hair are not done yet, so don't have to be eloquent yet. I want to do more around the like sewing sphere. I want to do more of everything because all of the videos that we've been doing are so beautifully glossy. Thank you, Bobby, if you can see him in the mirror. But we thought that maybe it would be fun to have a little less gloss and a little more grunge and a little more me, like how I am, because you get to see all of like the good stuff. But, ain't all good, right? No, just kidding. It's gonna be great, but gonna be a little more dirty. And not just my hair, which always is oil, like I said. Heat Shield, Bumble and Bumble. A lot of classics here, actually. I just put that on. I've already blow dried my hair from showering this morning. And I recently watched a ton of YouTube videos and learned how to do this. You ready? So, this is flat iron curls. Oh, no, that way. Ooh, I can't remember. This is really hard. I'm really new at this. So please tell me if I'm screwing it up because it's hard. I have the straightest hair that ever existed. Baby fine. It does nothing at all that I tell it to do, except be really straight. Isn't that kind of fun? That's kind of fun. My hairdresser does something else too. She does something like that. Yeah. See how it's kind of like, ooh, I'm edgier now. I'm not just like curls. I'm edgy. Actually, let's do this. I want that look. I want to see. I want to find out. So we're gonna start trying some new things like that. That went a little bit better, but not great. And then I sort of just comb them out. Huh? Not bad. Okay. More about the channel. So I'd love input on what you want to see. I'm still going to talk a lot about the running of the tailor shop because it has been my life. It has been my life for the last 7 years, is building it and growing it and making it something that would even be worth putting on camera or sharing with other people in general, which I have gotten the incredible pleasure to do. I've gotten to share it with, right now we have 15 employees and I get to share it with them every day, which is definitely the best part. I think I've mentioned before, my dad is an artist. And one of the greatest things about his art for us was that he would teach anyone how to do it, including us, but our friends, or friends' older brothers that were in college and needed a summer job, or retired, someone's grandpa that used to weld. He's a welder, by the way. my dad. He builds large-scale metal, mild steel, copper, brass, anything, sculptures. We did for a very long time. He still does. I do think that like the industrial machines are a really interesting situation. Learning to use them well, finding out why they are great, and why they are used for what they're used for. I mean, we have crafting and home sewing as a hobby here in America, but I think we're all smart enough to know that our clothing is made on industrial machines in large factories, majority in other countries in the world. And I think that understanding the way that the mechanics of the machines, the way that they work, the way that our clothing is actually produced is all really, really important. We shouldn't really be sheltered from them. We shouldn't want to shelter ourselves from it. I want to know. I want to know how hard it is. I want to know how hard other people work to make it possible for us to wear this beautiful pre-made clothing that was not made in this country. And there's a lot to talk about there, and we can talk about that. But for right now, what I want to focus on is taking sewing from a craft and a hobby that someone's grandma does to something that is a skilled trade that is labor-based, hard labor-based, that makes our lives possible. Mainly because I'm not naked right now, neither are you. Why? Obviously because this thing matters. And I think that we should talk more about how it got here. We talk about how a lot of things food gets onto our plates, and heat gets into our houses, and oil gets into our cars. We talk a lot about a lot of things. And I don't feel like we talk about this one enough. And maybe if we did and we knew more about how it gets to us, its journey, its path, how it's possible, we would have a greater appreciation for it. And I don't mean that, don't misunderstand me. This isn't about like guilt or anything like that. That is not my goal. My goal is understanding reality. And our reality is that this is the way that clothing comes into our lives now, and I'd love to know more about it. I think it'd be great if the world knew more about it, because to me, clothing comes down to one thing: human value. Human value. What we feel when we wear them, what happens when they're made, the path that it takes to get from nothing to something to us, all comes down to human value. So that's why I care about it. Woo! Well, this took a turn. I'm not happy about the turn, but is this the point where I say, and if you want more fiery political talk like this, you can subscribe to my channel. Now I've done it. Now I've gone too far. I don't mean it. I'm just kidding. I'll still do the fun stuff. Screw it. I'm getting tired, right? Let's just leave it. Just kidding. We're almost done. Okay, so what is your assignment now that you've watched this video? Your assignment now is to ask me for anything. I want you to ask me for technical videos, non-technical videos, polarizing opinions that I probably am too scared at the moment to voice, but that you think I should. Go ahead, egg me on. I respond well to peer pressure and bartering. So, fun fact about me. On a regular basis, I trade services in the Tailor shop for wine and dinners. Yes, bartering. Very susceptible. I'd make a terrible government employee. Bribery? Don't mind if I do. Wow. I don't know if we're going to put all of this up. Boy, oh boy, give that girl a tiny little microphone. One of the other things that I'm excited to talk about is textiles in general. So I have a minor in sustainability, and a lot of that for us in the fashion field, other than the labor component, focuses a lot on the sustainability of fabrics, where they come from, how they are created, and what impacts those have on the places that they're made. So dyeing fabrics, and how that impacts the environment, how it gets into our streams and eventually the ocean and things like that. What practices are better than others? What forms of mashing up the plants to make a cellulose-based fabric is going to be most eco-friendly, both for the people who are involved in the chemical processes and the farming processes, and also the shipping, the carbon footprint, all of that stuff. That's going to be really interesting. On the flip side, the made fabric, the completed fabric, how does it function? How does it act? What's good to start with, depending on the project that you're working on, how things behave under heat, under water, under stress. All of those things, fabric is sculptural. Yeah, like, that's why I got into it. My dad is a sculptor. So I just don't think I was ever gonna get away from it. But the sculptural component of taking something that is 2D, flat fabric, and turning it into something that is 3D, us. Like, everything that brings things alive. And to me, that has always been fabric. And so I'm excited to talk more about that and textiles in general. Maybe we'll burn some more things. I really like when we burn stuff. So if you want some videos of burning fabrics, not just burning hair, because I'm sure you can see the smoke coming off of this thing. Somebody tell me if I'm doing this right. Because if I'm frying my hair, I should probably stop. Okay, let's brush it out. Let's brush it out. Let's get filming. We got a big day. We got a big day ahead of us. Maybe brushed it too hard? You know what? I don't know. I don't know how these things work. Okay. Ready to rock and roll? All right, first off the cuff of many, off the cuff. There will be sewing puns. This is your warning. All right, let's wrap it up and let's sew something.